Good evening, insurance world, and thank you for joining us, even though clearly I am the only one in this room. Now, if you happen to be a human being who lives on planet Earth, you may have caught wind that some guy named John suddenly decided to start his own television network during a world pandemic.
Welcome to SGN. John, what is SGN? That's a good question. For years now, I've been wondering, why is there not a news show dedicated entirely to good news?
After watching all 3 episodes of his now 2 million strong YouTube channel, where John interviews a cancer survivor, organizes a live Zoom bomb production of Hamilton for a little girl, and surprises healthcare heroes with a visit to Fenway Park, I seriously considered growing a beard to boost my subscriber count too. I also seriously paused to consider how incredible our independent agent community has been over these past few weeks. During these tough times, I've seen independent agent after independent agent after independent agent not shy away from the front lines, but rather embrace them. Seeing these stories and seeing the response from local communities made me think, Syd, why not? If some guy with a beard named John could do it, you could too. So, I'm Syd Roe, and this is SGN Insurance. And now for some good news. Days after the state lockdowns began, we started to see the adverse effects on small business owners across the country. Not just financially, not just their businesses shutting down and teams having to work from home, but emotionally. Not knowing what was next, not knowing what to say to their team, not knowing how to plan for the future. And during this emotional turmoil, one independent agent from Findlay, Ohio, refused to be silent.
Everything has a cycle. Everything's going to come full circle. We'll get through this together. You know, we're a small business here. We feel your pains.
In West Virginia, a similar message was heard as an independent agent jumped at the opportunity to provide clarity, answers to questions that lost and confused business owners were asking.
I've had a lot of clients saying, hey, I've had to lay off my staff, my team, just cancel my work comp. The carriers are asking, we're advising that may not be the best option.
Then there was this indie agent from North Carolina who pulled together his entire team to create not just an informational video, but a moving insurance film. The very first, and probably only, COVID-19 insurance film. Enjoy.
At the core of our communities exist relationships and people. It has never been more apparent that those elements define our cities and our nation. And at no other time in history has our passion for community mattered as much as it does today. Callahan and Rice would like to say that through it all, we stand with each and every one of you. No distance between us can dampen our spirit for the individuals and communities that we serve. So to those families who are forced to isolate themselves and disrupt their daily life, to the businesses who have no option but to pivot, putting their employees and their own livelihoods on hold, and to the many medical professionals and first responders who have found themselves on the front lines, we stand with each and every one of you. And though for the moment we cannot reach out with an extended hand or a friendly embrace, our commitment to this community has never been stronger. Our collective hope for the future, never brighter. Our passion for today, never greater. The distance between us will dissolve. Until then, and as always, we stand with you ready to answer your call. So may your days be filled with encouragement. Blessings to you all.
Now, don't let this good news fool ya. We may be risk advisors, but we aren't risk immune. This weird, bizarre world of social quarantining has definitely gotten to us too. There have been reports that indie agents' home life have gotten a little hairy. Other reports that we're no longer wearing pants. And this just in, like the rest of America, we're struggling to find the answer to Tiger King too. But the good news doesn't stop here. In North Carolina, an indie agent issued a date-at-home order. Most participant photos featured dining outdoors, which is the same thing as saying, "This is the farthest I can get away from my children." And then there's this guy, who has completely given up and is now drinking with stuffed animals. Cheers, dude. In Minnesota, an indie agent has given up his weekend mornings to help a local family-owned restaurant sell pancakes using some pretty insane marketing moves.
But we are gonna be at Ricky's Embers this morning, spinning signs. I've always wanted to spin signs. This is a perfect time to do so. Kids are doing good, Ty's doing good. We got Joe Rickenbach, the owner here, taking orders.
I have never worked that hard for pancakes in my entire life. Also in Minnesota, this indie agent decided she wanted to do more than just say thank you to our local healthcare heroes for all of their amazing hard work. So she bought and delivered them each their own meal, proving that not all insurance heroes wear capes. In Arizona, this indie agent slash financial planner inspired our new homeschooling workforce to teach kids about money through a business challenge.
We're gonna do something to help people. I'm going to teach kids and teach parents how to teach their kids about money and about business.
God bless you, sir. And by the way, this little guy took him up on the challenge.
I must have electrical issues. This is an ad for the Dragon Knights inspectors. I should...
But he wasn't the only one who went to battle. In Ohio, this indie agent fought hunger by helping Meals on Wheels deliver to hundreds in their community.
So here we are today at Meals on Wheels where, whoa, Captain Camargo.
But this hasn't been a one-sided effort. Independent carriers have answered the battle cry to come together as well, many lowering their premiums, like we found from this indie agent from Illinois.
So we have not had a word from every company, but the majority of our companies, and we expect all of them to do it. We're seeing discounts anywhere as low as 10%, as high as 20%.
Or from this indie agent in North Carolina, who explains how he's been working with clients experiencing unique COVID financial pressure. And you were able to actually save somebody like $5,500?
Yeah, I'd be happy to tell that story.
And if you were one of the many, many people who thought that was awesome, buckle your seatbelts, because an independent agent from Ohio got a special delivery from one of his carriers for his restaurant niche. A group of individuals, small business owners who have been through some of the toughest times recently.
On that Tuesday, this carrier basically sent out the message that for the next 60 days, they were going to provide every one of their existing clients, every one of their restaurant clients, hired and non-owned auto coverage. And they took it one step further and said, we're going to provide this coverage at no additional charge. Well, to take it maybe even one step further, this carrier reached out to us So they sent an email out and said this is what it is that they were doing. They followed up with a phone call with our marketing field rep, the kind of primary contact we have at this carrier. So we have a really good relationship with this individual. He reached out to us to follow up just to make sure that we got it, and further said, hey, if you guys are still in the office, if you're ordering lunch for your staff, just given what's going on right now, the next time you do order any food from these different restaurants that are clients of yours and clients of ours, let me know and we'll pick up the tab on that. So
what?
Yeah.
What?
So think about that.
And that brings us to our very, very last segment. What the heck is next? In these trying and unknown times, it can be easy to hide, to be silent, to wait. Just remember that these are the times that our industry was made for. These are the times that independent agents can truly shine. So for those of you who have already taken the time, care, intention to inspire us, thank you. And for the rest of you, let's go.